Hi there and welcome back to a new video from us, Westfale Digital Nomads. So this video maybe will be a little bit different because I will not speak about our van and how we live inside but mostly what we do for a living and more specifically how is to be a digital nomad in 2019. I think it's difficult, guys. With Mel, we both started in 2009, 2010 already to work online, and only in 2012 we understood the terms of digital nomads, and we thought it was cool. But now in 2019, the market is so saturated. I can give you some examples. So I usually use two different platforms to find new clients, and that sometimes gets as stable clients for several years. One is Upwork, that back in the day it was called Elance, and then People Per Hour. So of course the first thing is that they take, in a way I can say they take advantage of your work because they take a huge chunk of the money that you earn with your job, that for me particularly was video editing and animation. And not only that, for example, Upwork recently changed. So even if you want to send a proposal, you have to pay. It's a small amount of money, it's like 15 cents, but still, it's not really good and it's not going in a good direction. So it's really saturated with people that look for any kind of job, and particularly what irritates me is that there's a lot of people that send proposal without even have the skill for that job. So personally, I don't send proposal for programming or web development because it's not on my skill list. So in People Per Hour, for example, when you send a proposal, you can see all the other freelancers that send proposal, and you can really see people that have not that skill for video editing as I do, and yeah, it irritates me. And I think that irritates as well the client, that first of all, I think you have to read a lot of copy paste proposal, and sometimes he can go with the wrong choice, so to choose somebody that is kind of lying about his skill. And yeah, it's really complicated both sides, I would say. I think that these going down of being a digital nomad in 2018, it starts actually in 2000, end of 2017, 2018. I mean, last year was really a downhill. So usually I sent in a month maybe 5 to 10 proposal, and usually I get back sometime after 5 minutes, sometime the day after, some reply, and I would say after 10 proposal I used to get 1 2 jobs. Now, starting from last year, I spend all the credits that I have on Upwork, and just few times I had a reply. So that means that on the other end, the client is receiving too many proposal, and it probably start to be difficult to choose the right freelancer. So yeah, it's I would say it's not working very well as it was many years ago. So I mentioned I started in 2008, 2009 because that's the time I start to upload footage on iStock photo that doesn't exist anymore, or it was bought by Getty Image. And when we were in Istanbul, for example, that was 2012, it was the beginning of our journey. I used to make $400 or $500 just on the royalties, and then 3 years ago I started also a huge upload and try to sell the footage on other websites like Shutterstock, Deposit Photo, Adobe Stock, and several others. I have a friend that also is a traveler. He travel with his motorcycle in South America. His name is Claudio, and he used to base his income on Shutterstock, and he told me that in the last couple of years it's really going bad, and probably he will finish his journey in South America and he will be back in Europe. And he asked to me tips about where to find jobs online, because probably he will need to implement a little bit of external jobs to create a good income for his life. So the situation is not going really well. That's why, and I started yesterday, and so far I had a positive response to look for offline job. So I think that most of the time, you know, clients maybe they receive a lot of emails, and my email can go in the spam, or you know, I can be one of the millions that send an email with some kind of proposal. So we're in Montenegro right now, that it's a pretty nice touristic area near a small town, and I saw that it's really touristic. So I saw several hotels and restaurants, and my idea is to propose them to have a video menu that they can use for social media. It's not really a difficult job for me. Most of the time, I use templates where I can fit their pictures and videos and the text and everything. So it's a several hours job, and so I create this idea. So what I did, I just took my business cards, I took my computer so I can show some samples of my work, and I think out of 6 restaurants I got 2 orders that I can complete in the next couple days. uh, and yeah, so it was the first time that actually I try something offline. I think probably see the person in real life instead just an email or just a message. It's different, and you can already see the reaction from the person if it's interested or not. And it's something that I will not mind to do it again, so we can create our budget, so we can continue traveling and live in the van, because we don't want to be stuck in one place because we finished the money. I will continue anyway to, as I did this morning, to send a couple proposals on Upwork until it's not paid, because I'm really not happy about their decision about charging even to send proposal, and then charging you a percentage, a huge percentage, when you finish the job. So I already also started something different in Scotland, that was more towards the stock footage job that I have. It still creates some income, but not something that we can live on it. So it's just a kind of side job. So I contact a mill in Harris Island. So it was a mill for Harris Street. I contact the oldest still working distillery in the Highlands, Ball Blair, and as well a producer of tartan, that is the typical Scottish textile. So what I did, it was more an exchange, because you know that on stock website, if you film somewhere that it's a private location, you need a paper to be signed, so you need the permission to use the footage that you will record in that specific location. So the trade was, I will do the shooting, you will sign me the paper, and I can give you the raw footage as well. But didn't work at that time. I also propose for extra money to do a video for them. So not only give the 3 raw footage, but also to edit with a nice music, titles, and text animation. Unfortunately, it didn't happen at that time. They were not interested, or they were not interested to spend any money on that. Anyway, I got a lot of nice footage that wasn't so easy to get if you're just going there, because again you need the permission. And it's kind of unique because not everybody have the time and the permission to shoot, for example, inside the distillery with my slider, with the drone, and in order to create professional kind of footage in this location. So I'm pretty happy even with the trade, because I already sold some of the footage that I shoot last summer in Scotland. So that means it worked. So this is another kind of offline job, because I have to be in that place in order to do it. I'm looking usually for something that it's short-term based, because we don't want to be too much time in one place. We like to travel. So we're gonna be here for the next 2 days, so but not for the next month. So probably I will not accept any job that will require us to stay longer if it's not pay $100,000, but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, this is my view of how it changed, and what means actually to become a digital nomad in 2019. I think it's really, really more difficult than years ago, just because it's really overcrowded and can be overwhelming, because if you start on one of these platforms to find a job and you send proposal, and you have even to pay in order to send proposal, and you don't have any answer, I think that maybe after a week I will quit, because you spend money, you spend time, and you can't get any job. And I can tell you, it's already difficult for me that I got the client review I work for. So I got a reputation online. I'm thinking if you're a newbie, it will be like 10 times more difficult. So unfortunately, years ago, if somebody, as usually happen, ask us, guys, how you do money online? Where do you find job and these kind of things? We were more than happy to share the little things we know about from our experience on where to find clients and how to work online. And it was from this platform to, for example, stock photography and this kind of website. I can't really advise anymore to go in that direction, because as well the market on stock photography, it's overcrowded. There's tons and tons of people that upload sometimes crap footage or crap photography. So I think that at some point these websites change their mind, not to go for quality but to go for quantity. And I remember that when iStock was bought by Getty Image, they try to impress and they accept anybody that can upload pictures and footage, so they can tell that they have a million contributors or 2 billion videos or whatever. So it was really more about the quantity and not the quality anymore. So this is the outcome. This is what happened after several years working online. I think that I will try this other direction, as I actually saw that the online work is, except for some old client, is not working anymore. It's even more difficult to find good budget. Recently I saw, as everybody's trying to make money on YouTube, but not so many people want to use their time to do a proper edit. So that's what they're looking on these website for online job, and they're not willing to pay so much, because they still don't earn anything from YouTube. They're just starting, so they will ask you to do a 2 days job for $5. But it's never going to work for us, and especially $5 minus the percentage that the website will take. So you're going to work for $3, and that's not really a good thing that I can advise to newbies and to people that want to start to work online. And then you have clients that they even don't know what they want. Just a couple of days ago I saw a job post, I need a video for Facebook. Well, how you can create a budget if you don't have any information. It's impossible. So it can be $500, it can be 50,000, it can be 1,000, it can be 50. I mean, who knows? Most of the time it seems that the client, they just go on this website not to find something that has quality, but to find something that is cheap. And of course, they will always find somebody that can do the job for cheap. Quality is not something that it's required anymore, I think. And I see the same things on YouTube because, you know, I usually watch videos about working online and being a digital nomad, and as well, you know, living in a van. So it's not about the quality that you put in your video, it's just using some tricks and, you know, make sure that people like you. And most of the time, the people that we were following, they change and they become just fake. So that's the other things. You have to be, I would say, a performer in front of a camera, not be yourself, in order to be liked by the people that watch you and eventually create an income from YouTube. And as well, the same thing, it's on Instagram. You can check thousands on VANLIFE account that has nothing to do with what is really about, you know, living in a van. I mean, you see these gorgeous lady with nice dress and, you know, having a table outside with a rose, well, and a candle. That never happened in real life unless you set this up because you want the likes, because you want that to become your job. So I think, yeah, it's really pretty much everywhere. I think sometimes can be laziness. I see like people that they don't want to put effort in one job. They just want to do easy money and they just try in different ways, and that creates the overwhelming situation, the saturated situation pretty much everywhere online. Maybe the offline parts, person to person, one-on-one contact with human beings, it's still more appreciated. And you know, I did this test yesterday, and out of 6 places I got 2 jobs that I will do in the next days. So that will create pretty much and will cover all the budget that we need for a month of travel. So it's not a bad start. Again, I don't want to do that often. I want to create quality things, so I don't want like 10 jobs that I will not be able to finish, or I will be overwhelmed by the amount of jobs. So after 6 restaurants yesterday, I decided to stop, to not go in any other restaurant to ask if they need my service as video editor and animation. I got 2. That's already enough, so I don't want to be too greedy on like, oh, let's make some money. Let's deliver some quality things, some quality product that will help the local business here. And as well, I think that we might see more into roofing and work away. We both like to work on the lands, to put our hands and to get our hands dirty. So that's another things that we did a couple years ago in Germany. And I think that seasonal job and this kind of thing, it's also another thing that we can look into as the latest option for online job. It seems that it's not working well as many years ago. So I think that's it. If you have any question, just write down in the comments. That's pretty much everything for this video. Have a great day and a great week. See you in the next one.